two legends, one battlefield. On one side, the 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser, a timeless icon with decades of off-road dominance and refined reliability. On the other, the 2025 Land Rover Defender, a symbol of rugged luxury and unyielding adventure. These two titans of the trail are set to clash in an epic showdown. Which one brings the perfect balance of power, capability, and comfort? Stay tuned as we break down their performance, features, and everything in between in this ultimate off-road comparison. Let's dive into the battle of these off-road legends. So, this is Parth, and you are watching MotorNation. Starting up with the basic overview. After a brief disappearing act that we thought would spell the end for the Land Cruiser on our shores, Toyota's iconic off-roader returned last year with renewed purpose. Now motivated by a four-cylinder hybrid powertrain good for a combined 326 horsepower, it shares its bones with the Lexus GX and has been downsized slightly, losing its third row in the process. The LC's newfound tidiness puts it in line with other legendary trail experts, such as the Ford Bronco and the Jeep Wrangler. The Land Cruiser has been reworked and modernized inside and out, packing the latest Toyota infotainment tech and plenty of driver aids, while retaining a serious four-wheel drive system and plenty of nods to LC history, including the base model's round headlights. There's also a new 4Runner for 2025 that's slightly smaller than the LC, while the Tundra-based Sequoia occupies the top rung of Toyota's expansive SUV ladder. While this generation of Land Rover Defender SUV exists at the intersection of the form-follows-function ethos of the rugged original models and the luxury at nearly any cost, whilst retaining genuine off-road chops, agenda of the current Range Rover lineup. In short, not only is the Defender a natural in the rough, keeping pace with truckish rivals like the Jeep Wrangler and the Lexus GX, but its on-road manners and well-curated interior keep things civilized when you leave the trail behind. Offered in numerous trims, the 2025 lineup is joined by the new range-topping Octa model featuring a twin-turbo V8, an advanced suspension, and an even more luxurious interior. The quartet of available powertrains and three body styles enhance its versatility quotient. The two-door Defender 90 model is the purest of the bunch, while the 130's extended wheelbase and third-row seating make it the choice for people and gear hauling. Between them is the 110, which offers the 90's cool factor with the functional practicality of a four-door layout. Regardless of which Defender best suits your needs, you'll find that Rover has pulled off a successful reinvention of this off-road icon, blending modern conveniences into a classic, instantly recognizable profile. Moving on to what's new for 2025. Aside from the removal of the first edition model offered for 2024, there are no changes to the Land Cruiser lineup. While things are different for the Defender, as this year sees the introduction of the new range-topping Defender Octa model. The name plays off the idea of a diamond, referencing the gem's typical 8-sided shape and the fact that it is the hardest naturally occurring substance on Earth. The Defender is equipped with a twin-turbo V8 and a versatile air spring suspension with hydraulically linked dampers. 6D dynamics in Rover vernacular. The company claims it to be the most capable Defender yet, all while retaining reassuring on-road dynamics and equipped with the type of luxurious furnishings typically associated with full-boat Range Rovers. Talking about the engine, transmission, and performance, given that this is an entirely modernized and smaller generation of the Land Cruiser, Toyota has elected to install a hybrid powertrain in place of a naturally aspirated V8 engine. A turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder is assisted by two electric motors to make 326 horsepower. If this setup sounds familiar, that's because it's similar to the powertrain offered in the Toyota Tacoma. All Land Cruisers come with an 8-speed automatic transmission and a four-wheel drive system featuring a locking center differential, low-range gearing, a crawl control system, and hill descent control. In test drive, it was found that the hybrid powertrain provides good torque, but noticed that the boost from the electric motors is inconsistent due to the small battery pack. The Land Cruiser provides a smooth ride on the road, and is significantly quieter than vehicles comparable to it. In testing, the Land Cruiser First Edition got to 60 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds. That's significantly slower than the V6-powered Lexus GX 550, which posted a 6.3-second time. The Land Cruiser's max tow rating is 6,000 pounds when properly equipped. On the other hand, the standard Defender powertrain consists of a 296-horsepower, 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Naturally, four-wheel drive and locking differentials are standard across the lineup. There's also an available 395-horsepower, 3.0-liter inline-six, which utilizes an electric supercharger, a turbocharger, and a 48-volt hybrid system. If you deem additional speed necessary, the available 518-horsepower supercharged V8 is your ticket. Sitting atop powertrain mountain is the twin-turbo V8 earmarked for the forthcoming Defender Octa flagship. Though the specifics remain unconfirmed, we think it's likely that the Octa will feature the same 626-horsepower twin-turbocharged 4.4-liter V8 found in the revamped Range Rover Sport SV. Notably, the current Defender is built on a unibody platform rather than the OG's body-on-frame construction, and rides on a fully independent suspension in place of solid axles. Coil springs are standard, but an air suspension that enables adjustable ride height is available. The new Octa trim utilizes the maker's 6D Dynamics hydraulically linked damper setup that eliminates the need for traditional anti-roll bars. The Defender has 11.5 inches of ground clearance and the ability to ford through 35 inches of water, which exceeds both the Jeep Wrangler's maximum clearance and its weighting ability. The long-wheelbase 130 outbound with a 395-horsepower inline-six powertrain ran to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. The Defender 90 with the 518-horsepower supercharged V8 vaulted to 60 miles per hour in just 4.4 seconds. We expect the forthcoming 2025 Defender Octa to be even quicker thanks to its more powerful twin-turbo V8. Though official power ratings are not yet available, Land Rover says it will be the most powerful Defender in the lineup. Moving on to the interior, comfort, and cargo. Unlike the previous generation Land Cruiser, this new one is strictly a two-row, five-seat SUV. Toyota has downsized the Cruiser's body this time around, putting it into contention with mid-size rivals such as the Ford Bronco and the Jeep Wrangler, rather than full-size SUVs such as the Chevrolet Tahoe and the Ford Expedition. While the base 1958 trim does without many of the other trim's luxuries, it still offers niceties such as heated seats, a heated steering wheel, and a 6-speaker stereo. The other trim, simply called Land Cruiser, has a more deluxe cabin that includes ventilated seats, a 10-speaker stereo, and available leather upholstery. All Land Cruisers come with Toyota's excellent infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but the base 1958 trim makes do with a rather dinky 8.0-inch display. The top trim gets a much larger 12.3-inch touchscreen. USB-C charging ports and a wireless smartphone charging pad are standard fare, but you'll have to pay extra for onboard Wi-Fi or the available 14-speaker JBL stereo system. While the Defender's cabin walks the line between premium and utilitarian, with just enough design cues from the rest of the Land Rover lineup to make those familiar with the brand feel at home. Exposed rivets in the door panels add a rugged appearance, and a magnesium beam that runs the full width of the dashboard isn't entirely cosmetic, it's also structural. Under the infotainment display, a trapezoidal extension of the dashboard provides a place for buttons and switches for the climate control system and driving mode. The shift lever and ignition switch are also mounted on the center stack rather than the center console. In some models, the center console can be flipped back to create a jump seat between the driver and passenger, similar to a 3-across bench in some full-size pickup trucks. Cargo space behind the rear seat in 90 and 110 models is limited, but on par with rival off-roaders such as the Wrangler. The rear seats can be folded to open up a much larger cargo bay, but those seeking to haul people and gear may want to look at the larger Land Rover Discovery or invest in a rooftop cargo carrier. The longer 130 model offers additional cargo space with the third row stowed, but with it in use, there's not much room for gear. If you don't plan to use the third row, consider the 130 outbound instead, which scraps the rearmost seat entirely to prioritize cargo space. The Defender's dashboard sports a 10-inch touchscreen infotainment system that runs a new interface for Land Rover called Pivi Pro. A larger 11.4-inch display is optional. Compared to the rest of the Land Rover lineup's Touch Pro Duo interface, the Defender system relies on a single touchscreen instead of two, offers quicker response times, and can handle over-the-air software updates for future releases. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both standard, as is an in-dash navigation system, a 6-speaker stereo, and an onboard Wi-Fi hotspot. Both 10 and 14-speaker Meridian stereo systems are optional, and buyers of higher-end Defenders receive a digital gauge cluster and a head-up display. Coming on to the safety and driver assistance features. Like most of Toyota's new models, the Land Cruiser is equipped with a generous list of standard driver assistance features. Bundled together in a suite called Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, you'll find lane departure warning, automatic high-beam headlamps, and adaptive cruise control alongside expected systems such as automated emergency braking. Similar to this, among the slew of available driver assistance technology, the Rover has several unique systems tailored for off-roading and towing. And finally, coming on to the pricing. The price of the 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser starts at $57,900 and goes up to $63,900 depending on the trim and options. Though the base 1958 model's classic round headlights are tempting, we think the Land Cruiser trim is the one to go for, as it adds ventilated front seats, a 10-speaker stereo system, a larger 12.3-inch infotainment display, and wider all-terrain tires, among other items. While the price of the 2025 Land Rover Defender starts at $58,525 and goes up to $153,625 depending on the trim and options. We're intrigued by the new Octa trim, but as the new top-tier offering, its price will undoubtedly bleed into Range Rover territory, not to mention knocking on the door of several competing luxury SUV makes. We think the Defender is best experienced with less pomp, and although the two-door 90 has undeniable charm, the 110 ES hits the sweet spot between retro style, luxury, and raw capability. The SE trim's features include 19-inch aluminum wheels, automatic high-beam headlamps, 12-way power-adjustable front seats, and a digital gauge display. Plus, Land Rover offers an extensive list of options and add-ons, including several specially themed accessory packages, so it's easy to outfit even the base Defender models to taste. So, there you have it, the ultimate showdown between the 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser and the 2025 Land Rover Defender. Both are incredible off-road machines, each with its own strengths. The Land Cruiser delivers unbeatable reliability and legendary toughness, while the Defender offers modern luxury with a rugged edge. Whether you're chasing adventure or tackling the toughest trails, the choice ultimately depends on your priorities. Which one would you take on your next expedition? So, this is Parth signing off. Do let me know your thoughts and choice in the comments below. If you loved our content, do give it a thumbs up. And in the end, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our new updates.